Aspinall has finally reached his limit after being kept out of action for more than a year. The reigning heavyweight champion is done waiting. The constant delays, the behind-the-scenes politics, and sitting on the sidelines while others take the spotlight, it's all pushed him to the edge. Now, all that pent-up frustration is about to be unleashed, and his target is Ciryl Gane. But Aspinall isn't stepping into the cage just to win. He's entering with a mission to make a bold, undeniable statement. From the opening bell, he's promised to take the fight to Gane and tear through him without hesitation.
For Tom Aspinall, you said you don't really care about the belts, you really want to prove you're the best. Is there any other fighter in the heavyweight division that you feel you need to beat to prove that you are the best, other than Ciryl Gane?
Yeah, there's lots of guys, man, but I'm the kind of guy who doesn't look past my opponent. I'm very, very serious about this fight. I've been training for the last year without a break. I've had absolutely no breaks. I'm much better now than I was in my last fight, and I want to show that. But as far as other heavyweights and stuff, right now that doesn't really interest me. Jon Jones is retired, so I don't really have much to say on that, to be honest. So I'm fighting this guy, and this guy's really good, so I'll be as ready as I can be.
Finally, we're back after over a year hiatus. Ciryl finally signed on the dotted line. This is the 4th time we've been matched up together. And now we are matched up for the 25th of October, Abu Dhabi. Me and Ciryl. The 4th attempt is here, and this is Cyryl's 3rd title shot. We are going to try and get rid of Ciryl Gane from the title picture for good.
Imagine if Ciryl Gane beats Tom Aspinall. So it was announced that Tom's first title defense as the undisputed champion will be against former interim champ Ciryl Gane. And although me and many others are siding with Tom, we also can't forget that this is the heavyweight division and one shot to change it all. So imagine after everything that happened at heavyweight, Ciryl Gane captures the undisputed belt. But more importantly, how would that affect Jon Jones' legacy? Because you know that if Ciryl beats Tom, Jon will use MMA math to show everyone why he never had to fight Tom since he defeated Ciryl so easily. Even if Tom wins but has a tough time in doing it, Jon will still be at it. Personally, I don't think this changes the fact that Jon was ducking Tom as he saw him as a dangerous matchup. But what do you think?
The waiting game is over. Tom Aspinall is stepping into the octagon with a whole new edge. Fierce, focused, and more dangerous than ever. The heavyweight scene is about to witness a level of aggression and precision it hasn't seen in years. While the spotlight was elsewhere, Aspinall was working in silence, breaking down his opponents, refining his grappling, sharpening his striking, and preparing for victory. He's well aware of Ciryl Gane's elite stand-up game, a technician in the truest sense, and one of the most skilled strikers in heavyweight history. But Aspinall also sees the cracks. He knows Gane has shown vulnerability when the fight hits the mat, and that's exactly where Aspinall plans to take him. That's where he intends to take control.
It's almost an unfair comparison, right? When we talk about pressure versus pressure, everybody's under tremendous pressure. But I guess when you kind of look at it from not just pressure, but potential legacy and career and what's on the line, I think it's hard to not go with Tom Aspinall because the heavyweight division is on the line. If Gane goes in and beats him, no disrespect to Gane, love the guy, the heavyweight division loses a lot of respect. Even if Tom goes out there and it's a close fight or he gets dropped and then has to come back or something, like, the heavyweight division has so little respect right now, probably deservedly so, I think. You know, with Gane getting his 3rd title shot in a couple years, like, Tom has to show that he is the heavyweight division. You know, he has to prove that to the world. Like, I am, you know, the heavyweight division's not just shit, but like, I'm so good that the heavyweight division is shit, right? This is kind of his thing that he has to go out there and prove to the world. And if he goes out there and loses to Gane, you know, the division already is not respected. That brings Tom down significantly, I think, right? And of course, you know, the potential Jon Jones fight, which is whatever, who knows, right? Like, how he beats Gane, assuming he does, may play a factor too. Like, if it turns out to be a close fight, again, Jon's going to be on his phone with Twitter open watching this fight, like, just waiting for Tom to fuck up and get dropped, get late kicked and limping a little bit, or, you know what I mean? Jon can't wait for that moment.
You know, there's the guys who I've trained with, from my experience,
who in the gym are absolute killers, absolute world beaters. And they'll get in a fight and they'll just freeze up, and it doesn't work like it does in the gym. They fight way worse. And there's other guys like myself, anytime there's pressure on me, that's when I've done my most devastating performances. Oh, talk's just talk to me, mate. It doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, we're both going to take our shirts off, get a pair of gloves on, and go in there and see who wins on October 25th. So it's not really going to change anything, to be honest.
Tom Aspinall is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. What's the first step for him?
You give him the number one contender, Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane is somebody that's a big heavyweight, that's very agile. I don't think Tom Aspinall gets rid of him right away like he has with other people. And I think that'll be a big indication if John Jones wants to come back and reclaim that bout once again.
I think you're absolutely right. Fight that makes sense. Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane. Let's make that happen. Ciryl Gane is, people forget how fantastic he is. A guy that can kind of float around the octagon, touch you, kick you, hit you with elbow. He's just a complete game. But man, Tom's movement, his boxing, speed, and his power, it's very, very difficult to doubt this man anymore.
Aspinall versus Gane is a massive transitional fight for the heavyweight division. What happens after it? I liked the idea of Alex versus Tom right now. You want to know what another interesting fight is? Alex versus Ciryl. Alex is not going to beat Uncle Ida, but we got Alex to light heavyweight in the first place by getting him beat. I believe Alex is in that spot right now. I'm bringing all of this to your attention because right now there's one thing for John Jones to do, and that is Tom Aspinall. Regardless of what happens between Ciryl and Tom, if Alex were to move up and beat them, you've now created an opportunity for Alex versus John, and that does work. John versus Tom is the fight, but Alex versus John is the next fight.
Both fans and experts agree. If Tom Aspinall manages to take Ciryl Gane to the ground early, this fight might not last long. But even in a striking battle, Aspinall is a serious threat. His lightning-fast hands, sharp timing, and calm under pressure have earned him a reputation as one of the most lethal finishers in the heavyweight ranks. Commentator Joe Rogan recently praised Aspinall, calling him one of the most naturally talented big men the sport has ever seen, highlighting his rare ability to move with the agility of a much smaller fighter. His footwork, high fight IQ, and control of range make him a nightmare matchup for anyone who shares the cage with him.
Most of them, and he's beat them in style, and he's knocked them all out. Curtis Blade, Sergey Pavlovich, Alexander Volkov, whoever they are, he's beaten them all up. But Ciryl Gane is a little bit different. Now, of course, John Jones beat Ciryl Gane in quick fashion, took him down in the first round, submitted him with a front choke. But Ciryl Gane is the same as Tom Aspinall in terms of athletic ability. When I say that Tom Aspinall is a heavyweight George St. Pierre, that kind of goes to Ciryl Gane as well. The man's gigantic, he's very quick, he's agile, he's light on his feet, he could run any sport on the planet, and he's almost like George St. Pierre and Tom Aspinall in the fact that he's got all those athletic attributes and qualities, but he doesn't have the grappling. That's what cost him against John Jones, and that's probably what's going to cost him against Tom Aspinall. You never know, he could clip him. This is a dangerous fight, this is heavyweight MMA, but Tom Aspinall can grapple. We've seen him take people down. He's done jiu-jitsu since he was about 15 years old. His dad is going to be on his case, and that's an absolute fact, saying, hey, you're not messing with this guy. Take him down, show him what you can do, show the world your grappling capability. Remember, Ciryl Gane turned Francis Ngannou into a wrestler, okay? So he's a very, very credible threat on the feet. But of course, I do fancy Tom Aspinall to get the job done.
It is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, the pride of Wigan, the one and only Tommy Aspinall, Tommy Aspinall, Tommy Aspinall, Tommy, defending his undisputed gold, technically for the very first time against the pride of France, the French prince himself, Bon Gamin himself, the one and only Ciryl Gane. These two have been going back and forth for the better part of 2, maybe 3 years. Well, this was the fight that we all thought was going to happen in Tom's official first title defense, and so it is in fact going to happen. Tom wanted to fight in Abu Dhabi. That was the sense that we got when he became undisputed champion. He didn't want to wait for New York. Let's be honest, the tax is a little better over there in Abu Dhabi compared to New York for an Englishman, for anyone, if we're being 100% honest. And so he wanted to be active. He wanted to fight in October. He wanted to fight in Abu Dhabi. It's closer to home. And so they oblige. And you'll recall a few weeks ago, I said, it's looking like Magomed and Alex, October 4th. It's looking like Tom versus Ciryl, October 25th. And it's looking like JDM versus Islam, in New York. That would be the next pay-per-view. Now, that hasn't been officially announced. That hasn't been signed, sealed, and delivered. But at this point, I would be surprised, considering how the chips just fell earlier today. I would be surprised if it doesn't play out that way.
I believe so too, but I think he's got some big ones. There's a couple big ones. So right now, let's talk about it. Tom Aspinall, champ. Obviously, I think they're going to do him and Ciryl Gane, right?
That's a big fight right there off the top.
Well, honestly, any fight that is announced with Tom Aspinall right now is going to be huge, just because of everything that's going on. I think that's a big part of it, right? But I think, Gane.
Those 3 fights back to back, that's already a sick fight card. Obviously, with Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane, Jailton Almeida and Volkov being the co-main event, if they are, just being on the fight card, they're going to be a backup fighter if anything happens to the main event. What's your thoughts on Volkov versus Gane? Sorry, Aspinall versus Gane.
I think it's the next best thing that we could get right now with John Jones not being able to do it, stepping away. And I think it's going to be interesting to see what Tom's plan is going to be, because I think on the feet, they're pretty evenly matched. I think it could be fun on the feet, but I think there's definitely a huge advantage for Aspinall when it comes to the wrestling and the grappling. And I think he'd be silly to not at least attempt to make it a bit of a grappling match and try to get the ground and pound, take him down. And we'll see. If he can defend takedowns, it could be a lot of fun. But if not, I think Tom can make some quick work. But there's a lot of pressure on Tom, man. We were talking about it on the pre-show this weekend that, you didn't get the Jones fight. You waited all this time, and now you've got to fight somebody else. And it's always tough because you want to win that one to really prove to everybody that, you are that guy. You are the great. You are the best. You're the reason John didn't want to take this fight, blah, blah, blah. If you go and lose that one, you just...
Yeah. Well, we haven't had guests on for a little bit because I've just been all over the place and very, very busy and all the rest of it. So I'll reach out to Tom and see if we can get him on next week, and we'll start getting some guests on again. Tom isn't the type of guy that talks shit usually, but he did do a video where he was talking a little bit of shit about Ciryl Gane, saying that he wanted to fight Ciryl multiple.
UFC President Dana White has also acknowledged Aspinall's dedication, noting that few heavyweights match his level of discipline and smart training. According to White, Tom stands out not just for his talent, but for the consistency and professionalism he brings to the game.
Obviously, you've defended your interim title once already. Do you feel like this is your second title defense, or is the interim belt and the actual belt different for you?
To be honest, I don't really care about belts and stuff. I just care about my next fight. Cyryl's my next fight. He's the guy I'm focused on. This fight's been simmering for a long time. Do you know what I mean? We both got in the UFC around the same time. We've been talking about this fight for a long time, so I'm just ready to fight this guy already and take him out.
I interviewed Tom Aspinall. He wants to fight John Jones. He thinks he'll beat John Jones.
Yes, he does. I love that. And a young, aggressive, talented heavyweight. He actually wants to fight all the best. The problem in this business is you have guys that say a lot of things publicly, but behind the curtains don't mean it. Tom Aspinall is not that guy. Tom Aspinall wants to fight all the best in the world.
If Tom Aspinall loses to Ciryl Gane, the heavyweight division is absolutely cooked. The heavyweight division in the UFC is already hanging on by thin ice at the moment. Legitimately, the only good fight that's interesting that I'm actually excited for in this division is Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane. Everyone is already expecting Tom Aspinall to beat Ciryl Gane, but what if he doesn't? We all built up this image of Tom Aspinall as the only person that could defeat John Jones. Gun to your head right now, name 10 heavyweight UFC fighters. If you're like me, you probably only got to 5. It's just not a marketable division right now, and the stakes for Tom Aspinall in this fight are just so extremely high because he has so much hype going for him right now. And if Ciryl Gane beats Tom Aspinall, I am not ready for the absolute Twitter rant that John Jones is going to have. I do not want John Jones to be validated like this. None of us do. You just know he's going to have the biggest I told you so moment if Tom does lose.
Who's the next big heavyweight star?
Tom Aspinall, the guy who just won the interim title. He's phenomenal. And he is, again, the next advancement of the evolution of the sport.
How so?
Well, because he can do everything. That guy's got elite jiu-jitsu. He's got elite takedowns. His striking is outstanding. I mean, he knocked out Sergey, who's the scariest fucking striker in all of MMA.
Yeah.
And he knocked him out in the first round. And the way he did it was just picture perfect. And he did it with a fucked up back. He fucked his back up and wasn't able to train. He only got the fight call 2 weeks before the event.
I was just going to say, right?
Yeah. He couldn't train.
He couldn't train.
He just went out there and fought. I knew Aspinall was going to have a speed advantage because he's faster than any heavyweight.
Yeah.
And that's something that his coach drilled into him when he was young.
Speed.
Like, be fast. Like, you got to be fast. That's what's going to separate you from everybody else.
Speed kills.
Speed. And he's a giant dude, 260 plus pounds, but he moves like a fast young guy.
Yeah.
And he's also just so well-rounded. And he's just beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, that was really the first big test.
But what's fueling Aspinall this time goes deeper than just another fight. It's the built-up frustration. A year spent on the sidelines, the non-stop speculation about Jon Jones, the behind-the-scenes politics, and the never-ending delays. All of it has lit a fire in him. He's not stepping into the cage just to win. He's stepping in with something to prove.
Is Jon Jones scared to fight you?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the thing with Jon is conning the public, man.
Whoa. And Logan Paul, it's his favorite fighter.
Yeah. Oh, is it really?
Well,
yeah. Listen.
I mean, he's definitely top 3. He's definitely top 3.
Absolutely. I'm not disputing that he's an amazing fighter. I think the fact that he didn't want to fight Ngannou for 3 years, and now he's not wanting to fight me for over a year, and the way he manipulates the media and the public is super smart. I'm not taking anything away from him. But do I think he's scared to take the tough fights at this stage in his career? Absolutely.
Can you understand that?
Absolutely. Yeah, I can.
You can empathize with that?
I respect it. But if you're going to ask me the straight up question, is Jon Jones afraid to fight me? The honest answer would be yes.
Well, is regardless of that and that fear, because clearly he's overcome it at times in the past. Is that fight fucking happening?
I cannot say or deny.
I mean, I couldn't speak to you without mentioning Jon Jones. Has he retired? What's going on? Is it something that you're still interested in? Obviously, everyone wants to see that fight happen at some point.
You better ask him. I have no idea. I thought that we were going to make it happen, but it didn't end up materializing, and that is nothing to do with me. I was in from the beginning. So.
Exactly. And you said you wanted to retire him. Well, technically he's retired, but not in the way you wanted, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would have liked to have fought him, but it's not looking like that's going to be possible. So we move on.
On to the next one.
On to
Ciryl Gane.
Yep.
What do you think about DC saying he would have already fought Tom? I don't think much about it, but I really do want to fight Tom Aspinall. I just want to meet him here at Dirty Boxing. So he has to come to a Dirty Boxing event for him to get the fight. You'll fight at Dirty Boxing. I like that. All right, John.
So they've announced this White House UFC fight. Can we expect to see you on the card?
I can't promise anyone anything, but I have a very strong feeling that I'll be on that card. It's going to be historic.
But who would you take on? Who would be your dream opponent?
I would want to take on whoever's holding the belt at the end of the year.
Any possible names you think?
Well, I mean, as of right now, the champion is Tom Aspinall, but we'll see who's the champion at the end of the year. It'd be only fitting to have an American guy fight for the championship that night. I'd be willing to put it all on the line.
Nice.
This time, Tom Aspinall isn't just chasing a win. He's chasing total domination. He's stepping into the octagon to remind the world exactly who the most dangerous force in the heavyweight division really is. As for Ciryl Gane, pressure is nothing new. He's shared the cage with elite names, competed for the undisputed title, and proven he can stay composed in high-stakes moments. But this challenge is unlike any he's faced before, because this isn't the same Aspinall the world saw before the layoff. This version is fueled by frustration, dialed in with laser-sharp focus and ready to overwhelm. He's not just aiming to beat Gane, he wants to make a statement that echoes across the division, from Jon Jones to Alex Pereira. Aspinall wants the entire heavyweight landscape to take notice. A new era has arrived. This isn't just another fight, it's Tom Aspinall's opportunity to silence the doubters, shut down the critics, and prove that he's not only the present, he's the future of heavyweight MMA.
What do you make of Tom Aspinall?
I think he's awesome. I think he should go on and have a wonderful career.
Do you think that he needs you?
No, I think he needs me. I think he's not in a position. It's just the truth. Because if I whoop his, it's going to be the next guy. There's going to be a whole new fan base of somebody who everybody believes in. I've done this my whole adult life. When you want something bad enough, and if you get it, it could be the worst thing that could ever happen to you.
What would it take to fight Tom Aspinall?
I'll see you guys later.
I don't believe anybody's ever wanted to fight Jon Jones. I realize you'll find a couple of people that said it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Now, Jon Jones, for a large period of his career, if you were to go to something such as Google and just see, has anybody called out Jon Jones? All right, fair enough, you'll find some yeses, but we can also then quickly understand that had to do with world championships. That had to do with main events. That had to do with paydays. There was a lot of things that you packaged that you actually wanted. That you named Jon Jones. The one piece of the deal you actually didn't want was to fight Jon Jones. So I'm just telling you, I think that Alex Pierre might be the first person to ever call out Jon Jones. Where I actually think they want to fight Jon. This isn't about a main event. This isn't about Madison Square Garden. This is
No, listen, from our perspective, that's what happened genuinely.
Oh, listen, I swear to God, I'm the agent. And I was asking a journalist from even Arena when you're talking, talk with Enter, talk with Dana. Never there has mentioned your name or any fan before Manchester. That's the first time July.
But you have to understand, for us, they did mention Cyryl's name before. Maybe not to you, but to us.
Well, no. Mention is like, do you want to fight him? They never even mentioned to me, I swear. Like, I can talk with any one of them.
I believe it.
So Ciryl was like, this is, I don't understand.
No,
this
I
guy
got it.
looks so good with me.
I'm only saying
now I don't understand what's
but from my perspective, it's the truth. From your perspective, it might be different. But I'm just saying my truth. I would never make it up and be like, oh, he's a pussy or whatever. I wouldn't do that. I'm saying the truth from our perspective.
No, it makes sense for me.
No, of course. I'm never going to start making up some lies. But from our perspective, we got offered it before Manchester, and then again in Manchester, and that's what I know.
Don't worry about it. It's like you like to fight.
Yeah,
I mean,
we love it. We're going to fight, and it's going to be good.
I told you
Cyryl's a good guy. I wouldn't say it for no reason.
Yeah.
We're here to fight, man. We're going to fight, and it's going to be good. But I didn't want you thinking like I just made it up to say something to the media or make it out like you guys look bad. That's genuinely what happened for us. So we're just saying the truth.
I believe you guys.
You're telling
thank you.
Joking. You've got sore neck tattoos. I got a tattoo.
For Ciryl Gane, this could be his final shot to prove he still belongs at the top. Tom Aspinall's patience has run out, and now he's a powder keg ready to ignite. When the cage door shuts, Gane may find himself face to face with a storm unlike anything the heavyweight division has seen, and one that very few, if any, could hope to withstand.